Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as we always do. And we're going to ask you a question. We're going to ask you a question today. And the question that we're going to ask today is, when is it too late to start again? When is it too late to start again? Got a couple of things going on here, trying to get myself organized. Y'all bear with me for a second. Make sure everything is being produced and put out there so you can have the best quality that we can give. We're trying to give you the best quality that we can give, and that's what we're here to do. When is it too late to start over? When is it too late to start over? That's the question that we're asking today. And want to have your input. You all could definitely give us a call. We love to have your feedback. The number is up. Didn't want to show that. I'm gonna get that out the way. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this one. There we go. The number is 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. The phone lines are certainly open. And I want to know from you, when is it too late to start over? This came to me because a lot of you may know I started school again. I went back to school. I had my first class yesterday. Great. It was great. I really enjoyed it. I want to thank everybody for their support, their love and their support. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Um I hadn't been in a classroom in a long time. I have not been in a classroom in a long time, so it was a little different. It was took I had to do a little adjusting, and I'm still adjusting to it. It was my first time yesterday. 6 hours sitting in the classroom for 6 hours. Well, 5.5 hours because they give 30 minutes for lunch, but from 9 o'clock until 3 o'clock, your boy is in the classroom. I ain't did that in a long time. It's something new. Was it comfortable? Um, I say it was. It's just again, it's just something that I have to get used to. Hadn't done in so long. Man, I ain't been in school in years. And when I tell you years, trust and believe me when I say I have not been in school in years. And so to take that step and to have to take that next step and sit in a classroom with people, some of them half my age, man. There was one little kid in there. He was like I talked to him before class started because he and I were the first ones there. And we actually got both of us got well, I got there an hour before class started, because I didn't know what the traffic was going to be like. And he was actually sitting there when I got there. He was already sitting there, so don't know how long he had been there, but we was there. And now we got into a conversation, and I could tell by his conversation that he wasn't an older cat. You could look at him and tell too. But I was like, man, I said, excuse me, how old are you? Oh, I'm 20. 20? You 20? I was like, oh my God, man, I'm double this kid's age, man, and some. But it was good though. It was good. Like I say, what it is, a change of pace, something new, something that I feel is going to it's going to help me long run. Okay, we got a caller. Let me see what this caller is. Caller, what's your name? Good morning, good morning. How you doing this morning? I know the number. How you doing this morning?
Well, good morning. Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good. Look, if I was doing any better, I'd be you.
Oh yeah. You gotta die 4 times, come back and live one more time so you can beat me back. So it's a good day.
Hey, it's good to have you this morning. It's good to have you this morning. We're asking a question, asking this question, and I want to hear your heart on this thing too, because I know how you feel about it. But when is it too late? When is it too late to start all over again? When is it too late to start over? And I'm saying that because
When you dead?
huh?
When you dead?
I could believe that. I could definitely believe that. But some people, I've run into people, and they'll say that, and they'll tell you, man, I can't be starting all over again, man. I'm too old to be starting all over again, man. I'm blasé, blasé. I done this, I done done that, man. I can't be starting all over again. That sounds so ridiculous to me. That sounds ridiculous. But Toya, what did he talk to me, man? When is it too late to start all over?
Oh yeah, I rebuke all of that. I have no idea what you just said. Them folks that talk like that, I stay clear away from them.
Mm-hmm.
No, a man think of therefore he shall be.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not gonna roll with that. See, that's the trick of the devil. The devil tried to get me like that too, right? He attacked me when I was younger because he knew if I became a lawyer, I was gonna be off the chain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now I'm gonna go ahead and flip that. I rebuke that. I'm not too old. I'm going to school anyway. I rebuke that. I'm not too old. I'm gonna get married still. I rebuke that. I'm not too old.
Come
God's
on.
gonna give me the strength to be able to deal with, baby. Even if I'm an old lady,
Come
I
on.
rebuke all of that. I
Mm-hmm.
rebuke telling myself, turning myself against a destiny or an opportunity. It don't make no difference. If I'm 55, God still got to make up everything I lost between 25 and 55. So I'm with it. And
Mm-hmm.
anybody who tells himself otherwise, you don't truly know who God is and how he does. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you did, there's no such thing as over or anything. He can do whatever he wants to at whatever age. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to comprehend that. I'm gonna keep on going. Only death will stop me from my destiny.
Come on. That's good. That's good. And it's really, Toya, I'm gonna tell you something. It's really heartbreaking to see somebody with such a defeated attitude. And that's really what that is. It's a defeated attitude because now you're saying that there's no way you could do this. There's no way you could do that because I'm too old. I've done this. I've done that. Nah. Aaliyah said that thing best. Dust your stand up and dust yourself off and try again. Dust yourself off and start all over again. And so for a person to feel as though I've done this or I've done that or this ain't gonna work out, they have such a defeated attitude about themselves. Toya, that's heartbreaking to me.
Yeah, me too. And you know what? I got big. See, I'm a bold sinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
I act big. I go for the gusto. And it's always been one kind of person that I can't work with. I'm like the Lord. If you can't believe in yourself, if you can't believe in what we trying to achieve, I
Mm-hmm.
can't do nothing with you.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
no matter how much I tell you we can, no matter how much I give you the layout, no matter how much I give you whatever, you're still going to talk yourself out of or against, which we humans do on a regular basis, against what is possible. But
Mm-hmm.
again, if you're a human being with arms and legs, even human beings with no limbs, they go above and beyond because they didn't let anything stop them.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they caved into, I can't do it. I don't have any legs. I can't do it. I don't have any arms. No, not only did they believe they can do it, but they sought out places that helped them get arms and legs.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Good morning. It's just me, Dr. V. Good morning, young lady. Glad to have you this morning. Get an opportunity to give us a call. The number is 508-924-3521. We're talking about today, when is it too late to start over? When is it too late to start over? I say, and Toya is in agreement with me, it's never too late. Regardless of whatever that slate is, every time you lay it down, I look at it like this. Every time you lay it down and go to sleep for that night, what happened in the past is dead. Now you go through that transition.
Amen.
You wake up the next morning. Now you got a brand new, you got an opportunity, you got a clean slate. You got an opportunity to do it all over again. Now, Toya, I do know that there are some individuals that try to hold on to your past and try to, every time you try to do something, every time you try to do something positive, they sitting there and they want to, well, you did this and you did that. Hold on, Joker, you did something too now. And every time you try to do something positive, they want to try to pour something negative in on you. Toya, what do you say to that? Those naysayers.
Oh man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Can't nobody help me remember my past more than me.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I
Yes.
don't pay them folk no attention because I already know my past. And you right. You feel me? But I'm also the one that can dictate the direction of that folk. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you're absolutely right. What I've done and what I've already achieved and accomplished has nothing to do with another person. Acknowledge that it's true and I'm changing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't believe me, just watch. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how I feel about it after that. You're right, I've done all of that. But
Mm-hmm.
God,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody else do it. I did how I did on my own. But God came and said, and He reminded me. So now I got to get the rest of my soul, my spirit, and my flesh in alignment. And when you
Mm-hmm.
hold on to that, it doesn't matter what nobody else says.
Mm-hmm.
Just be real about what it is. The truth shall set you free. You know what I'm saying? Take what God say he can do. He can avenge you. Let him avenge you. And when he say get that slingshot and rock, go get it. And when he say go collect the land, go get it. When he say be prosperous and be fruitful and multiply, we need to be doing that. Not
Mm-hmm.
focus on people who don't even give us any power.
Exactly. And see, you said a lot right there, because that's absolutely right. They don't give what they actually try to do is take power away from you, because they're bringing all that negativity. They're bringing that negativity. They're bringing that negative thought mindset. I got a friend of mine. I'm not gonna say whether it's a he or I'm going to say. I'm not gonna say who it is. I keep wanting to say who it is, but I'm not gonna say who it is. But they have this attitude, because I talk to them periodically. I will say this, from Columbia, South Carolina, and if you're listening, you know who I'm talking about, and you know it's you. I always talk about I got this dream to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I'm gonna do it. But no, I can't do anything here because they keep this city, this town keep holding me back and blah blah blah. They come up with all this stuff, and I tell them, I say, listen, leave, pack your stuff and leave. If you think that city is holding you back like that, and you've been there all your life, then it's time for you to do something different. It's time for you to do something different. Don't let the city dictate.
It ain't the city.
No, it's not. It's not. But that's the mindset. And so to freedom of that mindset, I say just leave. Because if I say that to them, if I say just leave, and then they come up with some kind of other excuse, now I'm giving you a pattern. Okay. Now first you say it's the city. Now you say it's this. Now it's you. Is you don't want to be successful. Some people are afraid to be successful. Some people are it sounds crazy to you. Yeah, some people are afraid. To you, talk to me about that. How can somebody be afraid to succeed?
Yeah, that's facts. Scared of our own success. You know what? I call my folk out all the time, because I done got to a point where when the Lord started dealing with me, he's like, honey, listen, you was messed it right. But what physically held you back from doing what you're supposed to do and doing the right thing? You? Okay, then I don't want to hear about your mama, your sister, your daddy, your brother, your aunt, or no white man, right? And at the end of the day, we have to understand that we are virtually in control of all things. We ourselves, we have to believe it. So just like the slaves, when they set the slaves free, everybody didn't want to go. Just like the Israelites, everybody didn't want to go. They didn't want to do what it took to be able to succeed and survive. I'd rather live and eat off the Pharaoh because I don't want to do the work myself. And if that's the kind of mentality that you have, then that's probably how you're going to come on. But again, I rebuke that spirit of slavery in the name of Jesus.
Come on.
That's what that is. I am a queen. I am a king. And I'm a creator of things more than baby. And that means there's responsibility. Huge, great responsibility with running a kingdom, and I need to be willing to do that. I can't be willing to want to be a court jester mindset with a queen kingdom, and then I got little people. No, exactly. I need to be willing to go through queen training. I need to be willing to go through queen falls, and I need to be willing to do what it takes. And oftentimes, we get our own success because we don't want to do what it takes. Black people were slaves. Our people came from nothing. They had to make it work from nothing. If they can do it, we can do it. And anything less is going to be an excuse.
And see, now you said something about wanting stuff for free and getting things for free and all these different things. I want to ask you a question, and this is right here is a personal opinion. This is a personal opinion question. Everybody may have a different answer to this particular question. It's a personal opinion question. But how did the welfare system hold people? I'm not even gonna say black people. How did the welfare system hold people back?
I think it's two things. First of all, I think it's the spiritual covenant. It's better to give than receive. When you start receiving things, there's a covenant. There's an obligation that goes with that. And I think that rubs off for one. But for two, became a mentality and a culture. We started to raise kids with the intent, free money with the intent of doing nothing for, which goes exact opposite of the word of God. The word of God says we're supposed to work by our brow. We're supposed to, do things and tend the land, so to collect a check in more ways than one, a spiritual covenant of just receiving and doing nothing in exchange. And now you grabbing onto that, don't want to do nothing, being lazy, want to be a court jester. Right? Now, oh yeah, I can do this and get this free. Oh yeah, I can have more babies and get this and get that. That is now a culture that is taught. The natural one, even a baby see you trying to clean up and want to help you. But then once you, no, don't do that. No, don't get that. Then after a while, at 4 or 5, that baby not gonna want to clean up no more because against the natural grain, you kind of made it not want to do that. You know what I mean? And we kind of do that to ourselves with this culture of welfare. You know, it's doing something for nothing, and we always want to do that, even though we don't understand that it costs somebody something.
Wow, that's good. That's good. And see that's the thing right there. When it gets back to it, and we can even go so far as to talk about child support, the child support system, and how some say it helps, but I say it hurt and it destroys the family structure. I say there's an element of it that destroys the family structure because now you're pitting the father against the mother, and the one that's suffering the most is that little one that's in the middle, that child. What do you say to that? We're covering a lot of stuff this morning.
That's true, but you know what? We'll tell our child to play crazy to get a check.
Wow.
See all of this heavy road. Get up. Listen, I've always been a woman. I don't want no child support. You know, you got a kid over here. Don't come over here and do what you got to do. And I promise you, it's going down. I don't need to get nobody involved with this. I will make you so miserable in ways that the police and the judge cannot even fathom and won't be able to prove. I'm waiting on you. You'll be sleeping next to me and I had you paying child support. Don't do me no favors with that little $50. If I have to tell you about a kid that want to pay child support, trust me, you a raggedy person and you can't pay much more than $50 anyway. And if you don't, I don't even want the spirit of who you are around my child. Don't come over here. I want somebody to willingly do something for the baby they created. I don't want you to act like it's a plan, a problem, or a chore. No, stay your butt that way, and I'll be good over here with a little bit of struggle. You done got replaced by the Pillsbury Doughboy or somebody. somebody. And what we're talking about today, we got a lot of areas that we could cover with this one topic, and so we're trying to cover as much as we can in the time that we have. But we're talking about when is it too late to start over, and I think it's great that we went over that because a lot of people fall into those cycles, and when they get into those cycles, they think that well, I've been in this thing too long. I can't start over. I can't do this. I can't do that. I've been on welfare. I've been on this welfare system for 10 years. I can't get off of it now. The child support, I've been fighting for this child support for 20 years. And now the child is 20 years old, ready to go to college. And now they're saying that the child support is supposed to extend because the child is in college now. And I'm still not getting the proper help that I need. Well, it's just too late for me. No, you got a grown child, ready to go to college. Okay, now the child is in college, probably on campus or whatever the case. Why can't you do something better for yourself now? You raised the child. You've done everything that you needed to do to raise that child. Now, what about you? Because a lot of times, to the truth of the matter, sometimes people get lost in that whole raising the child concept and their mindset, and they lose themselves in that process. But now, when the child is an adult, when the child is going to college or military or wherever they're going to, now you have an opportunity to refocus back on yourself. It's never too late. Talk to me, Toya, with a T. That's right. But again, it's still an ultimate choice. We know that child's going to get older. God say don't put nobody before him, honey. And we need to be focused on what God wants us to do and trust. If you're not going to spend more time in him, I know he ain't going to take to spend all that time energy on that child. We got to get in alignment with who we are and keep our own identities. We can't take it from our kids. We can't take it from our husband. We can't take it from our parents. Our identities come from God, and until we understand who we are, we will never know how to balance the gifts of life that he gives us, like family and children and work and things of that nature.
Exactly.
But I just text you, Raheem. I just text you.
Okay, got you. You just text me? Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, I got a 30-minute ride.
Okay, got you. Good deal. Okay, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm in the background though. Okay.
I got you. Appreciate you. And man, it's a lot, and we covered a lot. We covered a lot with that, man. And so my thing is this right here. We have to understand. We have to understand, and we have to know, and we have to have we got to have the confidence in ourselves. We have to have the confidence in ourselves to know that we can. We can, and that's the thing. We can. Will we? Do we? Not all the time. Not all the time at all. Because what happens is a lot of time we get so caught up on the negatives. We get so locked into the negatives, and we don't do it. Let me see. You receive all sorts of benefits. I'm reading this. I'm reading this here. Hold on, Captain Leonard. And good morning, Captain Leonard. How you doing this morning, man? Man, Leonard, you're a blessing, brother. Leonard, you are a blessing. I'm just gonna say it like that. You know what I mean, brother. You're a blessing. Let me read what you say. You receive all types of benefits through the system. America provides plenty for the poor. Yes, America provides. Yeah, you get a lot of system help from the system. You get a lot. Yeah, it is there. It is there, and America does provide plenty for the poor. They do. But my thing is, are they handicapping the poor? When you start giving a person something, and their laziness start to stand up, or you taking away their ability, or you taking away their god-given ability to go out there and or drive or motivation to go out there and want to do something for themselves? Are you relieving them of that?
They giving it away. They giving it away, Raheem. Ain't nobody taking it. Can't nobody take that.
Mm-hmm.
Giving it away.
Yeah, and that could be very true. That could be very true. But at the end of the day, they still not doing the things that they need to do, though. That's my point. They're not doing the things that they're supposed to do. I mean, they get so caught up in this free stuff, and that's one of the arguments right now with all the stimulus money. People don't want to go to work, and everybody's complaining. Me and my wife went to a restaurant a couple of weeks ago, and they didn't have enough people. They said, "Man, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's gonna be a while because nobody's coming to work, man. We don't have the wait staff that we need. We the kitchen."
Yeah.
The kitchen is minimal. Go ahead.
Even with that, Raheem, they made us stay in the house.
Mm-hmm.
We had to stay in the house with that stimulus. And we've been going, we'd have still been going if they gave us that stimulus to still going. That sit in the house for a year, it was hard to shake that off and go back to work and then go back to work for less than what you was getting when they made you sit in the house.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep.
Mm-hmm. So at what point do you at what point and valid point to you, absolutely a valid point. But my thing is, at what point do you stop relying on this quote unquote this system, these benefits that they're giving you, these gifts that they're giving you? At what point do you stop relying on those things and say, well, look here, I got to go out there and make way for me. I got to go out there and provide for my family. You know, this is good. It's good. Fun is fun. Now it's done. Now I got to, like Aaliyah say, dust myself off and go out there and try again. At what point do you do that?
At any point you want to. This is a choice, Raheem. This world is a choice. That's just like, we'll use LeBron James. We'll use any black athlete.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reputation that comes with being black. Yes. They didn't adhere to that reputation. They chose to be different. Nobody made LeBron be different. Nobody made Dwayne Wade choose to be the greatest. They had to dig down in there and figure that out. Now, they probably got a nugget along the way to keep them on focus. But even if nobody around, again, let's talk about black people being slaves. Everybody told black people what they could be.
Mm-hmm.
Some Negro down in there had to understand who they were and know that what they were saying is not them. And they had to choose to be there by any means necessary and die about it. Mm-hmm. So this is a constant choice that we go through on a regular basis. This is nothing that's new to us. So again, when I started dealing with God and remember who I was, I had to make a conscious decision to go back to school at 40. I got to make a conscious decision to go get my law degree at 44 because I know what I've been through. I know where my people come from, but this is a conscious choice and decision to stand up and be the best and be the greatest at whatever age, whatever gender, and no matter what who say so. Mm-hmm. Even family and parents sometimes will tell you, oh no, are you going to try to be a basketball player? You can be a scientist. Now you got to know down in you. You got to know down in you what you the best at and what you and God got going on, period. Mm-hmm. No matter what, I don't care how many years they've been to school. If you and the Lord are already discussing, he said you a basketball player or whatever, the only thing you need to focus on after that is being the best at it. Mm-hmm. Everything after that is downhill. And then you still gonna be stuck with the, oh, well, I didn't know you could. That's because it ain't their place. It's my personal choice and decision to be the best. And then I got to get with God on whatever decision whatever industry that is. and make it right from there, man. But we playing ourselves if we're not trying to be the best at whatever it is.
Exactly. Let me read. I kept the put a few posts. I said I want to read what he said. We got another call. I'm gonna go to that call as well. He said that has nothing to do with it. Trifling people are just that. No one has to do. No one. I'm trying to read this. No one has to do what you want them to do. Everyone chooses their own way. And then after that, he says, these aren't gifts. Taxes pay for these programs. And Leonard he got me working this morning. He got me working. And he said, you don't expect us to rely on the church, do you? He said, you went on, and then he said, rich people make more. Rich people make more. Yeah, that's true. We got another caller. Call. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Caller. Hey, this is Tucson. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. Ain't crying.
There you go. What we're talking about today is when is it too late to start again? And we kind of took that conversation over to the welfare system and all the stuff that our government provide, and asking the question: Is these Leonard said they're not gifts? Say taxpayers taxes pay the things, but for the sake of the conversation, I'm gonna say these gifts that the gifts that the government is giving us, does that sometimes even the stimulus checks? People staying at home don't want to go to work, just get that money. Is that a benefit, or is that something that has provided or allowed people to be lazy and not want to go out there and motivate and do the things that they need to do? Tucson, what do you say to that?
Well, let me give the stories out here. I am 57 years old, and I'm in the process. I had been in the process for about a little period of time, starting over. 57. 5 kids, 12 grandchildren, and here I go. And the amazing thing about it is, in my process of starting over, I hadn't given none of that a second thought, or the first thought, what the government got for me. I hadn't even thought about it. Ain't got nothing to do with what I'm going to do. The last person or entity that I have in mind to depend on to get me restarted or rebooted is the government. I would think, let me go out there and try to figure out how to make me some money for me, without somebody giving me something. That's my mindset. I hadn't even given that a thought.
That's good.
So that you say gift, I think it's a setup.
Wow.
I think it's a crutch. I think it's what could I call it? It's almost a scheme or plot, a tactic to get involved in your life. Because they show enough. If they give you something, they're gonna want to know, where are you? Give me your information. So that they can be in your business. And then not only that, if they give you something, they're gonna want to know what you did with it. Because they got an account, they got to give an account for it. And you do too. That's just me.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, government, man, let me get this folks out of my business. It's like a man or woman or person, because we don't want to be men or women no more. We want to be people. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's true.
I had to go there.
Come on.
Because I'm very disturbed about the direction that we're going as a people. We are identifying ourselves as it. I just had to put it out there. Let me get back on that. So, if you want to do something, wherever you are, you can be 20 or 80. It's never too late. If you get up that morning, if you wake up, and I want to say this, let me sidetrack. I got to say this before I go on. Good morning, Leonard. I'm praying for you, brother.
Absolutely.
Praying with you. Thank God for you, man. You're just as strong as an ox, because I wouldn't be able to communicate, I wouldn't think. But going through that process, man, that's good to hear you still kicking. Anyway,
and still peppy.
I had to say that.
He's still peppy too.
Man,
You hear them comments?
I'm telling you, what would the world be if there wasn't a Mr. Leonard Jones?
Come on now. Come on.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
He said,
That's how individual, how we are, what it means to be an individual.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just saying. I'm sorry to get sidetracked.
And let me say this before you go on. Let me say this. Man. He said thank you, Toussaint, and even spelled your name right.
Really now?
And even spelled your name right.
That's how you spell it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What you say? I bet you can't. I bet you can't spell Opelousas.
ALOMPOC.
Wrong.
That's it, man. That's it, Swahili. Stop playing. That's my native tongue, brother. I spell it with my native tongue. But Toussaint, if a person, what do you say to this person that's always saying, "Well, I can't start over again, man. I'm 57 years old. You know, I've lived my life, man. I've done all kinds of things, and you know, and really, what you're hearing is a fear factor. But they'll never tell you that they're afraid to start over. What do you say to them?
Yeah, put dirt over you. Because you're done. Evidently, if you can't start over at whatever age you are, go out into somebody's yard if you ain't got no yard, and put dirt over yourself because you're dead. If you wake up in the morning, that means God has given you another chance.
Come on, Toussaint. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on. Yes, sir.
I'm telling you. That's why I'm grateful for every morning, because it's a brand new mercy. Brand new. Day you ain't never seen before.
Yep.
And so if he is his air, is his breath that he breathes into us. And if he gives you that and you open them two blessings that you start off in the morning with, them eyes, and then you can turn over and roll over or whatever. You can be laying down in your bed incapacitated. Is that a good word? I'm gonna look it up when I finish.
That's a good word, brother.
Because I hate to. I don't mind being ignorant. I just don't want to stay ignorant. But if you are able to breathe, that means you're not done yet.
You're not done.
There's something. If you can't, if you don't have nothing but a smile to lend somebody, that's your duty. Do it with all your might.
And see, the thing about it, you can continue that paragraph long as you reach the end, the last period at the end of that paragraph, at the end of that story.
Exactly.
As long as you haven't reached that, the last period hadn't been put on it on your story, you got a chance to do something different. I know Toya with a T. She's
exactly.
Toya with a T. Are you available?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, what's on your heart, sis? Go Toussaint throwing some nuggets out there.
Oh yeah, you already know Toussaint hit it on the head. But no, yeah, you're right. You might as well go on and put dirt over you. Long as you got a breath, and you said that too. Long as you got a breath, long as you get to open up your eyes and do it again, you got an opportunity. But you know what? Some of us dug a ditch so deep for ourselves, we don't want to face all that we done already put the pile of dirt that we done dug out behind us. So some of us at a certain age might feel and might actually believe I'm too old for that because they know the pile of mess that they got to clean up. That's another way why I know you don't know God then. God said you move out. You see a mountain, you tell it to move before you fall to the sea. You're supposed to be able to do that. That's the kind of strength he gave you. So if you at whatever age don't feel that you can achieve something, you don't know who God really is. You think he's just a story or a genie in the Bible or just a good fable that we passed along the way. You're not really aware of his power, and the power is all in you. And that might be why you at that way, because you're right. We operate in this body for so long. We think we're doing something. We think we're doing something. We don't understand that like you say, every day when we wake up, when we move, that's the power of God. And when he gives us that power, he can do anything. But he gave us the dominion over it. So we choose to have dominion. Oh, I can't control myself. Oh, I got to have sex without a condom. Well, then you're gonna have a bunch of babies and some STDs. Oh, I can't control myself. I got to have this, that, and the third. Well, you can't control yourself. You have a lack of self-control. There's probably a lack of God in there, and you're gonna reap what you sow behind that. So it's at 57. I can't do this. I can't give you this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third. Ooh, I ain't gonna live much longer anyway. Okay, well, when you get to 97, and from 57, you was already old. Now you're gonna be super old with still nothing because you ain't did nothing in the last 40 years. Let the devil deceive you, thinking that you could do no more than what you did, and you're gonna be miserable at 97 because you're gonna be able to do less than you was at 57, and you still ain't got nothing to see. So no, you don't know God if you don't know that He can give you the power.
Come on.
To do all things. And His keyword, all things. He didn't say all things if you're not a certain name. He said in His name, He give you the power to do all things if you call on Him. And if you feel like that where you are right now, it's not about age. Some of us are young and feel like, oh, I can't do this. I'm not smart enough to do that. I could never. Well, again, in your power, probably not. But God says, if you call on Him and His power and His name, that you can do all things.
That's good. That's good. And see, Tucson, she said something right there, man, that I love. She said that we have to lean on His power, because if we try to lean on our own power, man, we're right. It's right. You're so limited because of the fact that you're trying to lean on what you can do and the power that you have within yourself. But if you lean on His power, you got the strength to make it through any situation that you may come into. But so often we try to lean on ourselves. Tucson, where lies that problem?
I think I start off with saying, trust in the Lord in all thy ways and acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. I didn't quote that right for all of the ones about the Bible scholars that pick out stuff that, he didn't say that right. You misquoted scripture. All right, go ahead. Anyway, we have to, if we don't look to Him for direction, He won't give you none. He won't give you none.
Come on.
I mean, one thing about God is He's polite and kind and has respect. And He's a gentleman. He will kick your door down. If you're not studying Him, He'll rain on you, because He rain on the just as well as the unjust. But you're a free agent. You can do whatever you want to. You can accomplish whatever you want to, and He will allow you because He has a permissive will. So that's one marvelous thing about Him, that He will allow you to have some things, and you don't necessarily have to, and I'm careful of saying this because somebody's going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus. You don't have to believe in it. You can talk from 1 Corinthians 5 and 8. 1 Corinthians.
1 Corinthians. The Lord Jesus. 1 Corinthians. I go ahead, brother.
But anyway, I thought about something, and I wanted to take my time out and read this, because you say, is it ever too late to start over, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Genesis 17th chapter starts off and says, and when Abram was 90 years old and 9, that the Lord appeared to Abram. You can read the rest of it if you want to, but you think about the Lord making a covenant with an old man. He already done. 99 years old, man, you almost dead.
Yeah.
You would think. And then it is here. You got a 90-year-old wife. She barren, being past her stages of having children and all that kind of stuff. And God enters this covenant with this 99-year-old man and this 90-year-old woman. And guess what he tells them?
What did he tell them, Toussaint?
Y'all gonna have a child.
What?
And because of that promise that I'm gonna make you and that covenant that I make you, you're gonna be the father of many nations. What? Ha ha ha! This is what he did, and his wife did the same thing.
Yeah,
it was a different kind of laugh. Because one was a laughter of faith and joy, and the other one was just kind of like, you got to be kidding me.
Stop playing.
Stop playing.
Yeah.
Stop playing. And you know, God calls you to say, stop playing.
Me?
Because the things that he does in our lives, that he'll pop up on you. And let me show you something. Let me say something. Abraham came from a pagan country. He'll cause you to do some things to trust him and believe him. You'll do some stuff in your life that you realize that it ain't nothing but him.
That's right.
So here he is at 99 years old, and he's starting over. He leaves his family, his kindreds, was familiar with him, and he goes to a place that he didn't know. Because God said it.
Because God said so. Absolutely.
Ain't that starting over?
You're starting over. Like, look here. Me?
Sound like to me.
Come on. Let it. Yeah, that's for you, brother. I know you listening. Leonard over there laughing right now. But listen, my thing is on, and I want to ask you this question. I'm gonna go back to Toya if she's available. I know, she's a little occupied right now, so I don't want to go to her as much, unless you give me permission to. But my thing is, do you think a lot of times people are afraid? Do you think a lot of times people are afraid to be successful, to succeed?
You know what I had a fear of, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Potential.
Come on.
That sounds strange, huh?
You're going somewhere. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Because if we put our total trust and faith and confidence in God, what can be your potential if you be obedient? Because it's better than sacrifice.
Yes, sir.
If you totally put your trust and belief and do what he says, what can't you accomplish? Not doubting, not fearing, stepping out on faith, and just go out there and say, okay, I know the storms and the winds and the waves are beating, but Lord, if it's you, bid me to come. And this joker here gets out there and walk on water. You've got to be kidding me.
Come on now, come on. And
ain't nobody walk on water.
And
really?
And did it. Yes, sir.
Now, you may complain about him sinking, but at least he knew who to call on.
Exactly. What we're gonna do? We're gonna take.
To make it
go ahead. Go ahead. What we're gonna do right now? We're gonna take a quick little. We're gonna take a quick little break for a second. We're gonna play. We're gonna play a song, and then we're gonna come back on the other side of the song and continue this conversation. And the phone lines are open. The phone lines are open. You definitely give us a call. We love to have your input. We're talking about when is it too late to start over? When is it too late to start over? Is there any such animal? Give us a call. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. This is Destiny's Praise. Destiny's Praise. The name of the song is His Will. Listen and enjoy. This is DKM Media Group and Associates, and you're listening to The Morning Glow.
Can you relate to this? Listen.
Are you in bondage?
bondage to the status of nice things, addicted to the attention and the compliments they bring.
Is that you?
Feeling the weight of growing debt with each bill. That's not his will.
That's not his will.
That's not his will. If that's not you, then maybe this one is on point.
Huh.
You still need a drink, or you gotta smoke one joint to get through the pain of all the heartache that you feel.
That's not his will.
That's not his will.
No, no.
That's not his will.
It's not a trial.
It's not a trial.
And it's not a test.
It's not a test. God wants for you his best, but not until you submit to his will.
How about this?
Do you need validation wrapped up in false love?
Sing.
So you sneak out
Uh-huh.
to the strip club, knowing that nothing there can ever be for real.
That's not his will.
That's not his will.
No, no.
That's not his will.
Yeah.
Maybe you think that you will find it in someone,
What?
so you sleep around, hoping each time that you're done. But that one is not found, and you're still trying to heal.
That's not his
That's
will.
not his will.
That's not his will.
That's not his will.
Come on. Sing.
It seems unfair,
And it's so much stress.
so much stress.
But God,
wants for you his best,
yes.
not until
Not until.
submit to his will.
Oh yeah. Come on, come on. Just when you thought no one was listening. Sing.
He heard your cry,
Late in the midnight hour.
He knows your silent fear.
He wants to just renew
Wants to just renew
his relationship.
relationship
Oh God, with you. With you.
Don't be afraid of facing everything inside,
Yeah.
even the guilt
That guilt.
wrapped up in pride. God will step in, but he's waiting until
Yes, he will.
you're in his will.
Yeah.
You're in his will.
Don't you give up.
Don't you give up.
Don't settle for less.
Settle for less.
God wants for you
God wants for you
his best.
His best.
Yes.
But not until submit to his will.
You gotta submit to his will.
Jesus is waiting to reveal
Yeah.
his plan for you for real.
Watch this.
But it won't happen till you start to submit to his will.
All of God's people. Come on. Lift your hands together. Let's submit to his will. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let me turn my camera back on here. There we go. Hallelujah. Hey, that's the thing. Toussaint, you there? Toussaint, are you there? Toussaint might have stepped away.
Yeah, I'm multitasking.
Oh, okay.
I got a lot going on.
There you go. Hey,
Go ahead.
You the man for the job. Now he said, God wants for you his very best, but only until you submit to his will. Only until you submit to his will. And that lines up with when is it too late to start again? It's never too late to start again, long as you're walking within his will. Toussaint, talk to him. Look, yeah, I need you to go into where you go and speak to these people this morning. Talk to them. Not this morning, but this morning.
You know,
Come on, Toussaint.
it'd be better.
Mm-hmm.
It would be better for you to be in his will and out of his will. That's
Come on.
just me.
Yes, sir.
And I say that because last I checked, he's the one that started this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
The earth is the Lord's, the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. You can believe it or not, or you can believe in evolution and all that other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and believe that you are self-made.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you're so sure about that, what's going to happen in the next hour or two?
Come on.
You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he said, "You don't worry about tomorrow. We got enough trouble today."
Exactly. Say it.
So if he knows the omnipotent, omnipresent God that is here and in China, why
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't you consult with him
Come on.
about your daily plan?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody just said this, and it may be right. If you want to hear him laugh, tell him your plans,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
because he has a tendency to change them before
Mm-hmm.
you think you. My dad would say this. He says, at your best, in your best day, you're sick enough to die.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Right? So
Mm-hmm.
so if you're making your plans without him, then okay, what are you gonna do from
Mm-hmm.
this point on? How you gonna accomplish it when you don't have nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, check with him. Check with him. I'm just saying. And so you said, speak to him. Lord have mercy. People don't want to listen.
Mm-hmm.
People want to make their own choices. They want to do their own thing with no guide. And you know, and I know, that if the blind lead the blind, both of them wind up in a ditch.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Every time.
Why
Every
would
time.
why would you want to start in the ditch
Mm-hmm.
when you don't have to?
Mm-hmm.
There's a fellow. Oh, God. There was a fellow that eunuch, Candace, I think it was. He was her treasurer, and he comes, as a matter of fact, from the temple, church, sanctuary, whatever you want to call it. And he started reading this book. It was in somewhere, seemed to be in Isaiah, and he was reading it, but he didn't understand it. And here come Philip running. He must have been pretty quick, because he joined himself to the chariot. And he said, "Look, hey, you understand what you read?" And he says, "How can I understand when nobody guide me?" I'm just saying it like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Come on.
See, we have to be humble enough or smart enough to know that everything you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to ask somebody. They'll help you. God will send you some help, because you're not the smartest person on earth.
No.
I have to step out for a second, Raheem. I'm just trying to share with you.
There you go.
Okay?
I
Give me a
definitely
minute.
appreciate. Absolutely. Absolutely. Toy, you want to tell you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
What do you say to that, man? Donna put some stuff out there on that table, man. What do you say to that? And if you want to comment on the song, you comment on that as well.
Oh yeah, no, great song. But no, that is what it is. You know, we forget that there's two wills, good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
The will of good, the will of evil. If you're outside the will of God, then you could probably be dwelling in the will of evil.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? And even with that, the only thing that can save you is the will of God again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just look at the Bible. The best of the best then traveled down both wills. Didn't want to do the will of God, tried to get outside of it, and it led to evil. Okay, nope, don't want to do that. Back to the Lord. Lord, please. You know, so yeah, absolutely. We have to be in his will. You know, we forget what we talk about when we were kids. The Lord put this on my heart the other day. When we were younger, we kind of grab on to who we are and who we're going to be. But I remember praying as a little girl, Lord, if I get like some of these adults, knock me down. Hey, I'm on the third knockdown, just to let you know. I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get it, but I got it this time. I got it this time. I got it this time, Lord. You understand what I'm saying? Because this life, just like Adam and Eve, it changes everything forever, even if we don't know it or not. Adam and Eve went outside of God's will. What happened? They messed it up for everybody. They didn't know they was going to do that. So it's the same for us. We don't understand that every day when we get up and do something, it changes the world for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We don't understand who we are as our own God. We take it for a joke. But Bleak, it goes back to what we're saying. If you don't believe you can be the best NBA player, the best football player, who else is? And if you don't make that on the left ear, turn right here, right? And if you don't make that choice of decision, your whole family could suffer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's detrimental.
Absolutely.
Right there or the other side?
Absolutely.
Right
Absolutely.
there?
And see, and that's the thing. That's the thing right there, man. A lot of times, people
Right there.
people don't pay attention. People don't pay attention to the quote unquote the writing that's on the wall. God tells us in so many different ways. Toya, he talked to us and he tells us and he give us signs and examples and clues that we don't even pay attention to because we so busy trying to do our own thing. We think we got all the answers. We got the solution to this. We got this. I got this. No, you don't. No, you don't. You better stop. Take time. Sometimes, Toya, we just got to stop, pause, just totally stop and listen. Listen. But Toya, we, for whatever reason, we refuse to do that. Why do you think that is?
Because we're used to operating in flesh. How hard it is for you to go sit in your car right now, take your hands off the steering wheel, talk about let God drive.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the same way because we
Wow.
don't want to live in this flesh. Even though the Lord come and talk to us and tell us to do this, that, and third, we control this vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So the same way, it's just as complicated for you to get in that jar, take your hands off the wheel, talking about let the Lord drive. It's the same way when it comes to our flesh, that it's hard to listen to him. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same way because I think through experience and through culture, a lot of us think God ain't no fun. God don't know what he's talking about. Look, you eat the apple, ain't nothing gonna happen. Yeah, you probably didn't see an immediate happening. But you don't know that the changes it made shocked the world, changed it so much so. Everybody got different duties. Adam had enough to deal with. It got more duties, and we got more duties too. Because it ain't about what you think. It ain't about what you believe. What matters is what it is. And a lot of us do think when we kids, we always think, and we kids compared to God. Your kid always think more, they know more than you. Been through, oh no, daddy, I do this all the time. If you ever been doing it for 20 years, I've been doing this for 55 years. What you talking about?
Exactly. Come on.
We do God the same way. We do God the same way. No, Lord, but now I still don't have sex to you married. No, Lord, yeah, I gotta have sex, Lord, so I can make sure I like it.
Yep. I'm not gonna live the rest of my life with somebody that don't satisfy me. I got to test the water first, make sure it's good, and if it ain't, and that's gonna be one of the determining factors whether I marry her or not. Well, they say when a man finds the wife, he finds the good thing. It don't say nothing about what y'all do in the horizontal position. You know, it's life is. See, people get so caught up in certain things. People get so caught up in certain things that they overlook the obvious thing. This could be the very person that you need to I never like to say complete, because you're already complete, but to give you a clearer understanding in some of the things.
No, you said it right. Didn't the Lord say that when we get together we make one? So that's exactly what it is. Complete. The puzzle it is incomplete without the other part.
That's good. That's good.
You said that right. I mean, as individuals, we know who we are, but it doesn't take away the fact of the matter that God said when He created y'all, He created us in that same image to be good for you, to be your helpmate. So that is a completion. Again, if we know this knowledge, the truth. As a woman, I got to deal with a lot of truth of God because it's not meant for me to be without a man, even if I think I can handle it. Even if I think I don't need one. I'm not meant to be here like that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pump my brakes on what I want, or I'm going to try to walk in the will of the Lord. So, okay, well, Lord, all right, you're right. I don't want to be by myself. You're right, Lord. I can't deal with a lot, but you can send me somebody that I can deal with. You can send me somebody to help me deal with generations. it's the same thing, but we got to be honest with the truth of who God says I am.
Mm-hmm.
In order for me to be submissive to a man, I got to know without a shadow of a doubt who God says I am as a woman and know my role. Because if I get caught up being led by a knucklehead, I'd be on the corner selling my body, giving him the money. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Hey,
I don't think so.
Toya, are you talking directly into your phone? Or are you talking directly into your phone? Because it's a little lower than what it usually is. I know if you're driving, I don't want to. Huh?
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. They can hear you much better. But yeah. The thing is, Toya, and you put so much out there on the table. And let me go ahead and get a phone number. The phone numbers, the lines are open 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. The phone lines are open. I know those of you that listened to us before, it is a different number. It is a different number. We had to do something a little different. But the results is the same. You know, you can actually call in 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We tag you right on into the phone and be able to talk to you as well. But what we're talking about today is, when is it too late to start over? When is it too late to start over? And I think, and somebody may come in with a different idea. I think, and Toya think as well, because she voiced it too, that it's never too late. Is all based on how it's done. How you going to do it? I mean, if you're gonna go out there and think that you could do all this thing on your own, I got this. I'm the man, or I'm the woman. I got this. I can handle this. You're starting off wrong. Because us being who we are, we have to tell you that you have to lean on the Lord first. Let Him guide you. If you want, and I'll ask this question to you: if a person is in a situation where they talking about starting over, if they're talking about starting over, regardless of whatever the age they are, they're talking about starting over. Evidently, what they was doing in the past wasn't working for them. It wasn't right. Because if it was perfect, if it was right, and it was right for you, you wouldn't have any idea of starting over. Why would you want to do something new if it's working? So evidently, what you're doing, or what you've been doing for all this time, isn't working. Now you want to start something new. Why not start it off in the right way? Tucson, let me know when you're back with us as well. But Toya, talk to me.
But you know what, Raheem? I beg to differ. Things could be right. Things could be good. But it's not right for you at that moment, man. I think about my past a lot of time, man, how when I wasn't in the will of God, how I had perfect men, good men, man, but something wasn't right about me, and the Lord was like, nah, honey, you need to get yourself together. And I surrendered to the fact that, you know what, I ain't right, and I sure ain't supposed to be nobody wife. I need to get myself together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. And after that, I met a complete knucklehead. Told me somebody mad, and it's like, yeah, you should be grateful, and you shouldn't be taking moments for granted, because the older y'all get, the more backs come, and folks be bragging. And I felt like I was stuck. You understand what I'm saying? But it didn't take away the fact that I had opportunities, and I blew opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So me saying, oh, I don't want to start over, but you're a knucklehead. Nah, I'm not going. I can't do that. Yeah, I can't start over because certain things I'm not going to do. Yeah, I can't start over because the last time I know it was right was something I just don't think it was in the will. So I made the transition. So now that I've surrendered, see, this is the tricky part. I don't understand where I'm at right now, Raheem. I've been with you on this journey a couple of years now, man. I know what I think God said, but I don't see it. But I got faith. I know my bones what He told me, and the only thing I can do is be faithful.
That's good.
That's how I feel about it. We all gonna see, but I don't know. I am very nervous, very scared. But I surrendered, and when I finally said I surrendered, that means I don't want to do it no more. I done jacked it up for 40 years. No, I'm good. What you say, do, Lord? So now I'm to His will, because I want what He wants, not what I want. And if He do it, then maybe I won't have to start over again.
Exactly. That's good. That's good. Because a lot of times, far too often, and see what you just said to me, and I don't want people to miss what you just said. What you just said to me, and if I wrap it up and I open it, I look at it, it's strength. You have the strength, and not only the strength, but the intellectual fortitude. I guess that's the word I should use here, to know to know that it's not all about you, it's all about him. You and that strength, because a lot of people don't have that strength to say that or to understand that it's not, it has nothing to do with us. We have to lean on him. We have to, because when we start leaning on ourselves, it's so limiting. It's so limiting. When we lean on ourselves, it's just so limiting. We're limiting ourselves to what we can do. Talk to me, Toy, you with a T.
No, absolutely. Because, as humans, we are limited.
Mm-hmm.
See, God is supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
We got phases to the thing. We got spiritual realm, we got flesh realm, we got all that. He's supernatural. So we can only do but so much with our flesh.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us the dominion over these things. But see, sometimes when we need more, man, even LeBron James, Michael Jordan, man, even some of the greatest people, you know who they get their thanks to? God.
Mm-hmm.
Because he gonna tell you what you need to do, how you need to do. Sometimes we young and we don't know that it's God molding us.
Mm-hmm.
But there's instances when you were young, God was like, yeah, go ahead and run and do this, that, and third, so you can get a better jump or a better reach or a better this or a better that. And we took it and you crafted it, you made it your own. But then when you made it your own, you stuffed God down and started hearing your own voice instead of his. But God creates us to do these and have these capabilities, and we just maximize them if we allow ourselves to push it to the limit. But it's still him.
Yes.
It's his creation that makes the beauty of everything, even us.
Come on.
And that's the part. That's the part. Even if we don't know it, even if we don't acknowledge it, that's like a tree that grows. You can stand there every day and look at it and will not see it grow. But 20 years later, that guy be big as all outdoors. We're the same way.
Yep.
We got muscles that we build depending on what it is, whether it's a live muscle, whether it's a truth muscle, whether it's a lazy muscle, whether it's a get up and do something all the time muscle. We build these muscles, and before you know it, we be there. So we got to be on top of who we are again in the Lord, because if not, you're right, you are just a weakling, squishy. You can't do this, you can't achieve that, you can't do this, you can't achieve that. You're absolutely right, because without the power of God,
come on,
you can do nothing, because you need him to do all things.
Absolutely. Toussaint, talk to me, brother.
There's somewhere in there says I can't move nor have my being without him. Somewhere. But it also says I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me.
Yes, sir.
But you can't call on nobody that you haven't heard of or believe in. So that's where you have to. That's where the rubber meets the road.
Come on.
We have our own choice to make. It's kind of like, listen, I can give you this gift wrapped up nice, pretty, but you never know what the contents is because I'm not telling you. It's just a gift. You have to actually, first of all, you have to receive it.
Okay.
Because otherwise, it's just a box that I'm looking at. Might be pretty, but I might not like pretty things. So I can accept it or reject it. That's the first thing you got to do. You got to accept it. If you don't accept it, then there it is. You say, well, in this thing, this is going to be everything you need. But unless you put your hand out there and grab it, it's just still there. And then if you do decide to take it, then you have to open it up and see what the contents is. And don't take nobody else's opinion, but everybody's opinion. That's why some people had to roll off the scripture as being the word of God because there's so many different interpretations. Well, if there's so many different interpretations and yours is the accurate one, then live by that one. That's good. That's good for me. That works for me. That's good. Okay. Then not only that, if if it is good for you, then do what it says. I thought about when you was talking, this guy, his name was not Job, but Job.
Come on.
This man had everything that he possibly could want. I'm talking about a plan. I'm talking about starting over. You talking about starting over? This man here, the story starts off talking about he was the richest in his area.
Yes, sir.
His children was, they like to party. He had oxen, he had ass, he had camel, he had this, and he had that. He had everything you could possibly. He was the Rockefeller of his age. And all of a sudden, there was a conversation that he had no clue that was going on. God and the enemy have a dialogue, and they start talking about him.
Exactly.
The long story short, he wound up with nothing and was sick. His wife went crazy. But in the midst of all of that, he had some friends that looked at him for 7 days, and then when they start talking, they start accusing him of doing something wrong. And made him doubt.
Come on.
And he started questioning God. God finally listens to them for, I think, maybe 36 or so chapters in the book. They said a word. Let them run their mouth. Everybody, the oldest to the youngest, start laying out wisdom. They had a lot of wisdom in Job. But at the end of the day, this young man started talking. He said, well, I gave y'all the respect to talk, so I might as well say something too. So just give me a little time to speak, and I'll pour out my wisdom. And then Job, as they start talking out their stuff, Job started running his mouth, and he started telling God, I wish my mama would have slammed her legs together that I would never been born. I wish that she never would have gave me milk. Isn't it? Check it out.
Wow,
and he got to the point that he I don't know if he frustrated God, but he didn't know God's plan for his life. So God had to in turn tell him. He said, look, where were you when I laid the foundations of the world? See, we don't know everything, but you got to submit to him. And once he got to the point that he regained confidence, something that he did allowed him to get twice as much as he had at the beginning of the story.
Exactly.
Are you too late to start over? No.
Okay. Let me read this. Captain Leonard said this right here. He said, instead of talking about a thing, you need to be doing a thing. It ain't never too late. He said, it ain't never too late. It ain't never too late. Toya, what did he talk to? But then we're gonna go to another song, take a quick break, go to a song, and we're gonna continue the conversation. Toya, what's on your heart?
That's right, man. It ain't never too late. Don't ever let nobody say that. It's too late when you're dead. And you don't get no more chance, no more opportunity. It ain't even too late, even if you're in jail. You could be thrown in the pit. You could be thrown in some place in some fire, and they say they with God again. Let me tell you something. If they do tell you it's too late, because people will, you better get God to say that it ain't. Only God can. Good morning. How are you? Only God can change it, y'all.
Exactly. We're gonna go to a song. We're gonna play some. Let me play some Jason. Who wanna play here? Play some Jason Nelson. I am. Y'all familiar with that song, right? Of course you are. Jason Nelson. You're listening to DKM Media Group and Associates, and this is The Morning Glow. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. All you have to do is give us a call. The number is 508-924-3521. 508-924-3520. 3521. This is Jason Nelson. I'm going to say Jason Williams, Lord. This is Jason Nelson. The name of the song is I Am.
I am the creator. I am the maker of the universe. I am the one who spoke into nothing and all creation heard. I am he who has all power in my hands. And if you believe on my word, you can stand. I am the healer, mender of broken hearts, Alpha Omega, your destiny and where you start. I am the one who does impossible things. That's who I am. Just let me be who I am to you. That's who I am. Just let me be who I am for you. I am the one who sees a need and always provides. I am the one whose name is a tower where you can run and hide. I am he who has all power in my hands. And if you believe on my word, you can stand. I am a healer, mender. I am Alpha, your destiny, and where you start. I am the one who does impossible things. That's who I am. Just let me be who I am for you. And if there's a need when you are sick, you're overwhelmed in the moment right now. You can't see your way. Ooh, that's who I am. Just let me be who I am. Ooh, the doctor says cancer. The lawyer says jail time. You can't see your way, and you're losing your mind. You gotta know it's not too hard for me. You gotta know that I can handle it. Hear the word of the Lord. Just let me fix it. Just let me fix it. That's who I am. Just let me be who I am to you. That's who I am. Just let me be who I am for you.
Toya with a T. Toya with a T, you there? Toy, you with a T? Are you there? Tucson, you back with us?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Look here. There's a line in that song, and you don't always pick out a line in the song that means a lot to me. And the line that meant the most to me in that song right there was, "That's who I am. Just let me be who I am for you." Tucson, how powerful is that? That's who I am. Just let me be who I am for you.
Yeah, well, one you,
Mm-hmm.
whoever you are.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you one thing: there's not another,
Come on.
not duplicated.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you are identical twin, it's called twin.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Born minutes apart, seconds apart, minutes apart. But absolutely different in just about every way they can, I'm just saying, that's who you are. No matter who you are an individual, fearfully made,
Mm-hmm.
beautifully made,
Mm-hmm.
unique.
Yes.
You got your own mind. You don't have to share that with nobody.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't say anything, nobody has a clue of what's going on with you.
Mm-hmm.
You have your own wisdom, your own knowledge, your own understanding. You can interpret things different than anybody else. We can read the same thing and come out with a different meaning that will set us off in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's how unique we are. Hey, yeah, I'm just saying.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, that's who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about something that, talking about starting over. And is it too late? And so I just scanned myself through, what I do is I scan myself through scripture to see if it's in there. And everything we possibly can do or be or whatever the case may be, it can be found in there. Isn't that amazing about that book that some people try to discredit? You can't get around it.
Mm-hmm.
Even when some people try to prove a point that it's not real, they have to go to it and give reference
Mm-hmm.
to make their point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't that something?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that something?
You got to use the very
So I thought
source.
Say it again.
You got to use the very source that you're speaking against to prove.
Yeah, they say, yeah, y'all know according to Deuteronomy. Wait a minute. You can't use that because you said that's a fake book.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Get your own book. Go to Shakespeare or something. Prove your point. Anyway, I thought about the flood. Remember the flood?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Story about the flood, Noah,
Mm-hmm.
the crazy preacher
Yes, sir.
that built a ark, a big boat, him and his little children, the crazy children, and they talking about it's gonna rain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He said, man, get out of here with your crazy self. You and your crazy children.
Mm-hmm. Oh, y'all.
But he kept on building.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I don't know how long he built, really. But he kept on building.
Mm-hmm.
Till one day, it started raining, just like he said.
Yep.
Ain't that something?
It all will come to pass.
So rainful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All 40 days and 40 nights.
Mm-hmm.
Raining. And by that time, everything they knew that ever existed was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that something?
Just like that. Just like that.
So if there's nothing to start with, what do you do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, they had no other alternative than to depend on God to replenish and go back to what he told them at the beginning. He said, and we might have to consider that. He said for mankind, to replenish the earth and subdue it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Check it out. Read it. Go ahead. Find it. Find Adam in the story of Eve. Some people don't believe in that, but I'm just trying to make my little point. Same thing he told them to do when Noah got off the ark, him and his little family. They told him, where all them people come from?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is they start over here we are. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So
Okay.
so yes, ma'am. I'm gonna hand the
Me
baton off
and
to
you, Donald, me and you need to get together and make our own rendition of the Bible, honey. Because when I tell you your version is just as juicy as mine, oh man,
Hey, Toy, you talked
you
about
got a juicy version. You got a juicy version, and I think we need to put one in visual form for some of these people to get. Because see, sometimes you can't get it just by hearing. You got to see it too.
Mm-hmm.
But I like your version, Donald, because you telling the truth, and I can envision it in my head, honey. You better tell that truth. But Donald, right? You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he said, and again, that's why God say when you talk about him, honey, you can put him on everything. He like ketchup. He like Heinz mustard. He like hot sauce. You can put him on everything, and then on what it's gonna prosper.
Come on.
If you ain't got strength, you gonna have him put him on it. Oh, you can't get around. Oh, you gonna be able to get something, even if you gotta make the devil do it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever would man or the devil say wasn't gonna be with him. So you walk around here putting hot sauce on everything, can't leave out the house without your hot sauce. You better make sure you don't leave without your guard.
Come on, Toya.
The other day, I think of something the other day how they do guard, right? We be sitting in the break room. They come over there, they say, "Oh, so much for so. What? Really?" They come over there, "Oh man, I did this, that, third. What? Really? Come in here talking about Jesus loves you and he wants you to. Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. You come in here talking about the love. Come on now." But we all know that we're alive because of him. But when we do outside his will, it's so hard to face him. We'll want to hear about cheating, scheduling, lying, and fraud. But let somebody come to you and tell you that Jesus loves you and he wants you to repent and he don't want you in that way. Oh, Lord, here we go. Because see, we don't want that. So you walking around here talking about something. Oh, woe is me. I can never make it. I'm never going to get better. Oh, woe is me. Well, you need to have that because you don't have no power. You're right. You're going to be in the dark if you don't pay your electricity bill. You absolutely right. You're going to be out. You're going to have no power in your car. You don't get no gas. Absolutely. Everybody got a source except for us. We're the only ones that refuse to go to our source. We'll plug up our phone, we'll plug up our car, we'll plug up our microwave, but we won't plug into our ultimate source of power and then talk about what we can't do and what we can't achieve. And oh, woe is me. You don't want healing. Do you want healing? Oh, you know what the Lord told me the other day? He said, you know what, Toya, when you was out there putting yourself in risky situations, you didn't want to be saved. Do they want to be saved? Is the question they need to ask. Do they want the power? Is the question that we need to ask. Do we want the title of ye being a God? We don't want it. We don't want the responsibility. We don't want the cheeks we gotta turn. Oh, I gotta be a God. I gotta turn the cheeks. Not for nothing. We don't want to be in the image of a God because if so, it make us face our wrongdoing.
Yep. Come on.
And we can't continue to be mad at others' wrongdoings when we face our own. So oftentimes we don't want the power. We like being court jesters. I don't want to run the whole kingdom because everybody's not going to be happy with me, and I don't want to be the one that try to be. I don't care nothing about you being happy. Somebody need to run it. Okay, well let me go ahead now. I didn't think it was me, but since it needs to be ran, okay, I'm gonna learn today. See, everybody don't want that. Some people would rather just be, the leader. Somebody would rather just go with, oh, they never rained before. I'm not getting on that boat. But it ain't about, again, I said this earlier, it's not about what you think. It ain't even about what ain't never happened before. You don't go with the will of the Lord, you're gonna get washed away.
Come on. Wow. See, man, y'all going in the direction. I could just step back and let y'all handle this morning. I could just step back and let y'all handle this morning. I'm in the way. I'm in the way. Tucson, talk to me, brother. Talk to him.
So now here we go. We done got off the boat, and he tells us to do something. Oh God, here's what we are, and everybody here's and you can see it because I'm gonna say it. Here we are. He has got fed up with us because of our own direction we want to seek.
Mm-hmm.
And we get wicked. We get wicked, not sinful, wicked, to the point where we say, excuse my language, Toya and Raheem and Leonard and everybody else that's listening, we say the hell with what he wants us to do.
Mm.
And so he has to come down and get us
Mm-hmm.
to do what he wants us to do, and he gives us another chance to start all over and do it right.
Mm-hmm.
And we get off the boat.
Come on.
With the commandments. He says, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. That's what he wants us to do.
Mm-hmm.
He give us dominion. Here's what I give. I provide everything for you. And the trees start growing back. The animals come up. Where they come from? They was destroyed. They come off the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And the animals was obedient. And the cat got with the cat. The dog got with the dog. And the giraffe got with the giraffe. And they made more.
Mm-hmm.
And we had food to eat. He supplied everything. And I'd be doggone if we don't get to Babel and we say, what we're going to do now is we're going to make a tower up to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to stay right here.
Mm-hmm.
You see why we can't understand each other?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Because the Lord, I believe, has confused our language.
And
I'm
and,
just saying.
and it said and it said that and that's absolutely what said. He has confused our language. I think we got Brother Pete with us. Brother Pete, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, sir. DKM radio panel listening audience. How's everyone doing?
Hey, doing good, brother. We're asking the question: when is it too late? When is it too late? 50s, 60s, maybe even 70s. But when is it too late to start over? When is it too late to start over?
Never too late to start over.
Mm-hmm. Talk to us.
As long as we're living, as long as we're alive, we have breath. It's never too late to start over.
Mm-hmm.
Never a wrong time to do what's right. It's never the wrong time to go back and apologize. It's never the wrong time to correct a wrong. To do what is good, what is wholesome,
Mm-hmm.
what is of substance. It's never too late to start over. It's not over till it's over. So it's never too late to start over. If you put in a situation where you have to start over, you know, it could possibly take a lot from your being, pull on you heavily, but it's still not too late to start over. It's never too late to start over. We get caught up with so many different distractions and vanities and foolishness in this life, in this form. But when we settle down and we really analyze and critique what this life, this living is about and what really matters, and it's never too late to start over.
Toya with a T, talk to me. It's never too late. And he put some more stuff, some more frosting on top of the cake. So Toya with a T, talk to me.
No, absolutely right. Never, ever, ever, ever too late to start. You know, that's, I would assume, the reason why the Lord made humans. You know, in the spirit, can you imagine just flying around with spirits going through all this right here? Ain't nothing gonna get done. Because we all just spirits flying around with this. So now here we come in the flesh. and we're able to correct some things now. That's how I feel about it. We're able to put some things in place now. You understand what I'm saying? And we don't take advantage of it. And that's the part that shows we're not operating in our dominion. You know, because we have the capability to make things be what they are. We look at the world. God didn't just do that. These villages just didn't pop up. People had the power to build these things. We went from building them without machines to the power of creating machines to do them for us.
Come on.
That's power. I don't know why we keep walking around acting like, oh, just poof, this the White House, poof, just disappear. Well, we know it just ain't no poof. We know ain't no slaves just poof up over here either. That's the power of the devil. We never want to get in alignment with our power. The power of human beings are so great. Look at this world. The power to conquer, the power to create, the power to destroy. And we give this power up. Can't nobody take my power from me. It could be you, Donald, the president of the United States of America, Dr. Fauci, and Donald Trump. And all of y'all can stand in front of me and talk to me all day long, talking about you ain't nothing. You ain't never going to be nothing. You just a woman. You just stand there third. I'm going to rebuke all of y'all. And that ain't going to make me change who I am until I conform into thinking that your power gets to override mine. No. God gave us power, and it's never too late, no matter what the circumstances. And like I said, unless you're dead. But let me tell you something. God is so good.
Come on.
His power is so awesome. He got resurrecting power. When doctors say you're supposed to die, and Dr. Fauci say you're supposed to die, and the president's supposed to die, if God say you're supposed to live, you know what you're going to do? You're going to be alive.
Yep, and kicking.
And he's going to get it done by any means necessary.
That's good. That's good. Tucson, talk to me, brother. Come on, talk to me.
Don't know too much what to say, man. I just don't know what direction we can go with this. We can go anywhere we want to, because I got to go back to the little Babel story, because I thought about something as Pete was talking and Toya was talking. What God saw in man is that if they ever get together, there'll be nothing impossible for them. Read it. It's in there. He said it. I didn't say that. If we ever unite, that's why it's so important for us to, I don't know when we're going to get it or if we ever will get it. But if we would ever just simply do like possibly the ant. They don't have no leader.
Yes.
They just function and just be ants. And they're amazing because you see them crawling on the ground, and you see them, and if they get to a certain part of the water, or if they need to go up, they just make their own ladder. They make their own bridge. They dig tunnels. They go around and all that kind of stuff, and you spray them, and here they come back.
Come right back. Exactly.
It's amazing, but they don't have no leader. No chiefs, no Indians, nothing but Indians. But here we are. We don't get it. And I go back to where I started is, he said that when they got off the boat, they got to Babel, and they start building. And God looked at them and says, look, it ain't going to be nothing impossible for them. So maybe that's a key point we may be missing. We don't need to make no pop tower to heaven. He got that plan into action already. Before the foundation of the world, the Lamb was slain. If you believe that, if you go in that direction, that's already made. We got to get in the plan. Don't come up with your own plan and say, okay, he tells us to be fruitful and multiply, but I'm going to do it another way. That's not going to work. I'm just saying.
Exactly. I think we got Rico with us this morning. Rico, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Man, grand rising, man. I'm out here fighting. You know, I thought it was going to storm, man. I woke up late and thought it was going to be good enough to come out because it was a heavy cloud cover. Now look at me, giving my butt kicked.
Yes, sir. Out there, that heat right now, that heat getting you, boy. That heat putting something on you.
Man.
Well, Rico, we asking a question, and I want to hear your heart on this, man. But 50, 60, even 70 years old. Rico, when is it too late to start over?
It depends on what you're trying to start over on.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have to understand that we have limitations on certain things. You know what I'm saying? Even though we are human, our brain, we can utilize it for whatever we can use our mouth for. You know what I'm saying? There's really no age limit on that at all. Whether it's singing, rapping, doing poetry, teaching,
Mm-hmm.
giving advice, you never get too old for that.
Mhm.
But some things you physically do get too old for. If you didn't put your best foot forward in high school and playing sports, and you didn't take advantage of college scholarships and all that time is passed by, you can hang those days up.
Mhm.
Your dreams of an NFL career is over. If you were a bad parent and
Mhm.
you didn't realize until you were 40 or 50 or 60 years old just what type of parent you should have been. It's too late to go back and parent those children that you did a bad job with.
Mhm.
It's really too late to go and have new children. Some do that though. Me and my second oldest son was talking about that last night, about how much better of a mother his mom is to my son's youngest brother
Mhm.
compared to them. How much different she is, how much effort she makes towards him, how much investment she made and sacrifices she made for him compared to when she had them. It was always an excuse not to get involved or get them invest time in making them great.
Mhm.
And she can't get that back. So what happened with my oldest son, they are who they are, but with her youngest son, she is doing a better job. She might make better people. But you can't go back and fix those first. And so if you can't, sometimes you cannot fix. You just can't physically be capable of getting out there doing gymnastics at 80 years old and competing with somebody that's 18.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you might still be able to turn a flip. You still might be able to run a marathon. You still might be able to do a 100-meter dash. It's still never too late to do a lot of things, but you probably won't be the greatest
Mm-hmm.
when you miss your prime. See, we gotta acknowledge prime, our prime. Every human being, every animal, every living thing has a prime.
So Rico,
And
am
when
I
you
hear you?
get past that prime, something you just it's too late for you.
Okay. Now, Rico, am I hearing you say that once you become 70 or 80 years old, it might not be a good idea for you to go out there and race Usain Bolt?
That definitely won't be a good idea. It won't even be a good idea to go out here and have children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you might be able to,
Mm-hmm.
but that wouldn't be fair to a child to have a 98-year-old father at their graduation.
Mm-hmm.
They can't go out there and play catch with it. They got to pay somebody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are a lot of things. It wouldn't be fair for a 13-year-old child to go ahead and wipe their daddy's behind
Mm-hmm.
because they done took a turn for the worse and their age done caught up with them. Time done caught up with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of responsibility to put on a 12-year-old child to be a caregiver for an elderly person too.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I mean, some things it is too late to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't. I mean, now I did see, because you from South Carolina. I do remember seeing one time where this guy retired from the military, and then when he started playing football for University of South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
but he wasn't no good. But he still, I think he made a record. He set a record for being the oldest player in college football history when they finally let him play a game. So he accomplished his goal of making a team,
Mm-hmm.
but he wasn't no Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah. So,
And he was definitely out of step with them 19 and 20-year-olds.
Rico. Now, did you have to really say the man wasn't no good? No, did you really have to say that part, man? The man, Rico said the man he wasn't no good. Hey, we got Sharon with Shay. Good morning, young lady. She was over there laughing at you, Rico. That's the laugh you heard. Shay, good morning. We asking a question. When is it too late to start over? 50, 60, 70 years old. When is it too late to start over?
It depends on what it is. Now, I only heard part of the conversation. Yeah, having children at a late age, no. But if it's career, maybe education, maybe purchasing a home, maybe starting your life in a different place, in a different way, in a different mind space, I think that any age is okay. Having children, no, but anything else, most things in life, it's okay to start over whenever you're in the mind space to start over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. I'm gonna read what Captain Leonard put here. He put something on the post. He said people also need to stop allowing this false perception of unity. Peter didn't wait for any of the disciples to decide to to trust Jesus. Say Peter didn't wait for any of the disciples to decide to trust Jesus. And so he's saying that we have to stop this hanging on to this false narrative. Peter, what you say to that?
Well, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
It's when is it the wrong time to do what's right? So you can't do it unless the herd comes, unless the crowd comes.
Mm-hmm.
No. Let everything you say and do be done to the Most High, the creator of all living things, the entity we call God.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, the old folks used to say, if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all.
Yes, sir.
See, we've been so overwhelmed, again, with distractions and foolishness and nonsense until the real foundational principles of what is real, in truth, we've deviated from it. We're not put here to have animosity with one another, have enmity with one another.
Come on.
Have hatred, draw on false narratives and perspectives, to judge one another off of whatever we can pull on to surmise a perspective, and then align our thought process and our responses and our interactions with one another. We simply put here to show love, to show compassion, to stand for what is right, to respect ourselves and respect one another. Even in your admonition, your correcting of one another, it's a proper way to go about correcting someone in their wrong. You don't have to brutalize a person. You don't have to denigrate a person, assault a person. Now, oftentimes you will hear me, even on this air, will give you a reflection that can come across as very aggressive, very hostile, even violent in nature. But I'm dealing with the concept of us not understanding our intolerance and our ability to not tolerate foolishness, the vanity part of this thing, the stuff that just straight up out just don't matter at all. You know, if you have clothes, give thanks. Does it have to be designer? You have clothing. You have to have the most expensive car. You have transportation. You have the ability to catch a bus, a Uber, a Lyft, ride a bike, walk. Give thanks for the activity of your mind and limbs. See, we done got off track. Here it is. I got 9 cars, 10 houses, 15 different women I'm fooling with, and enough monetary value behind me to do whatever I want to do. But who am I looking out for that could utilize some assistance? They be in need, doing all they can, and they need just a little push. And I have a warehouse over here, the size of a county of extra. I can help. Of my excess, it costs me nothing. And I have no mind, no regard to show compassion to those that are in those situations that I can identify and have the ability to assist out of my extra. No, it's not my responsibility. It's not necessarily I'm bound to do it because I have it. That's not what I'm saying. But where's your compassion? Where's your love? Where's your concept of truth? So when we say, is it too late to start over? I'm saying in the context of those situations, no. It's never too late to start over.
That's good.
The racism issue in this country, if we simply stop looking at each other and seeing the outer texture, and look when we entreat each other and see what's on the inside, we can eradicate that foolishness. We're tired of dealing with the racism in this society, and don't think that the other side is not tired of carrying the burden of the racism and the historical acts carried out in this society. We're ready for a change as a whole. We're tired of the foolishness.
Absolutely.
So it's never too late.
Never too late. Never too late. Absolutely. Toy, you with a T? Talk to me, sis. Toy, you there? Rico, bring it up, brother.
I look at starting over as getting on the right track. But some people might look at it as saying, well, hey, you can't start over. It's too late to go back. And really and truly, The only time you really can't start over is if you can go back in time
Mm-hmm.
and start from the beginning again.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the question. So then you say, well, you know what? Some people might say, well, man, it's too late for me to start over. I'm too old. No, but it ain't too late for you to get on the right track.
Come on.
That's starting over.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it might be received differently from those people that do need to get on track. They understand literally that they can't start over. So some people might not even been able to reach this conversation that you're having because they already had that mind made up when they're hopeless. They've given up. They made so many mistakes that they feel like, man, it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
Too late for me to start over. Because they already made up in their mind a long time ago they couldn't start over. The reason why they gave up. They made up in their mind because that's the way they received it. That's the way they perceived it. They didn't perceive it as getting on the right track. See, that's what we really got to get people to understand is that you just want to get on the right track, get on that right path. You know what I'm saying? I think I can't remember who it was wrote the poem about the two roads less traveled by. I think that's the name of it. I used to repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
But it talks about you getting on that wrong road and how it made all the difference. But we all know we can physically switch over.
Yes, sir.
We can physically switch over. Now, sometimes in this travel, you do have to start over. You have to go back. You have to backtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Or go all the way back, you know what I'm saying, and start again because you went too far down the road. Maybe you missed the turn.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to go back to where you missed the turn there once you find out where you got off track. So to a certain extent, you might be starting over because you got to retrace your steps and go and find out where you messed up.
Yep.
And then when you go back and find out where you messed up, it is almost like a restart.
Mm-hmm.
So you can consider it a restart, you can call it getting back on track. But one thing about it is, as long as you can make an impact, and I mean a positive impact, because sometimes you can get on the road later on and start having negative impacts, and you ain't too old to do that. You ain't too old to be a good person all of a sudden. So man, you know what? I'm tired of being a bigger person.
Yeah.
And you start boo-booing on people and having a negative impact. It ain't never too late to start over. But it's really easy if it's really easy. I'm gonna say it's more preferable if when you were trying to start over, trying to get back on the right track, that you're trying to have a positive impact or a positive outcome.
Okay. Rico, let me ask you this.
Never too late to go back and start learning and getting degrees or teaching, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about what Pete said about us being on track.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I say this pretty consistently, man. Our desires and our values are completely out of whack.
Mm-hmm.
And with us desiring the things that we do covet, it's hard to get back on track because you can't make water and oil mix together.
Mm-hmm.
You can't mix apples and oranges. So some of the things we condone and some of the things we embrace, some of the things that we crave, they're really bad for us, like cigarettes, alcohol. You get what I'm saying? But it's promoted in soul, and we promote it to each other. Losing our virginity at an early age. You know, a lot of things that we promote that really doesn't benefit us. So our desire and value system has changed. But once we finally get on in life and realize what kind of contribution we made to our deterioration, some of us feel like it's too late to get back on track. Might as well keep doing it. Nah,
Rico, let me ask
get
you
on track. It ain't never too late to straighten out and go right.
Let me ask you this question, Rico. Do you think some people, and we spoke a little bit about this early in the broadcast, do you think some people are just afraid to be successful? If some people are afraid to succeed, do you think that's the case?
Yes, the unexpected. Not only afraid to succeed, but afraid to fail. See, you might have the idea that you can succeed, but the last thing you want to do is fail. Because I said this yesterday, I said this day before yesterday, and I say it all the time. The last thing human beings want to do is realize that they were a fool or that they were wrong. And when you're a failure, when you fail, sometimes you will rather take the chance not to even risk going out here and making an ass out yourself. So all this success, all this potential goes out the window because you rather not meet that disappointment of not achieving your goal. Shame.
Exactly. Toussaint, talk to me, brother. What's on your heart?
Rico hit it on the head. Nobody wants to be anyway. That's for sure. But you know, what one thing that the most successful people have in common, they fail.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of them know what it is like to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And from that fall, they get up and do it again or
Mm-hmm.
do something different. I thought about something else that even our sisters that you really, I thought about here's these three ladies, a family. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
they have this really smart old lady. I think it was Ruth. I'm talking about Ruth and Naomi,
Mm-hmm.
and they all their husbands die, and one makes a choice. The third one, she makes her choice to go back to her country, but something was in Naomi that Ruth saw, and she said, "You know what? I'm gonna stick with you." And even matter of fact, where you lodge, I'm a lodge, and where you die, I'm just gonna be there. But your God's gonna be my God. And she stuck with her.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, they there was a plan set in order, and I believe by God, that enabled them to do it again, try it again,
Mm-hmm.
do it again, start all over. And if you read the story here, there we go again of evidence that it's never too late, no matter what the circumstances is, because we living in the land of the dying right now. And some people have given up because their loved one, the one that they counted on, is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some things happen, unfortunately, dreadful things to make you stronger, not to cause you to do like Mr. Brown did. I'm trying to make it a little sarcastic. The sister complained, I want to go meet my daddy. My daddy, I want to be. So what he did was push in the grave with him.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't do that. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Exactly. Tori, you want to take you back with us? Tori, you want to take you back with us? Good deal. Good deal. Rico, talk to me, brother. Rico, you there?
Okay, there. I was fighting my mute button then. I couldn't get on the right screen. I went through about 4 screens right there trying to get to that mute button.
There you go.
I mean, man, like I was saying earlier, man, we don't like being wrong. And to be honest with you, a lot of times when we do take a chance and fail, the people that are sensitive, that didn't have the right kind of reinforcement coming up, they'll think that was the end all. Oh man, my world just gonna end. And there might be several reasons why they feel that way. Maybe it's embarrassing, you know what I'm saying? The fact that they think people gonna look at them and be like, you was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You messed up. That didn't work. You know, and some people are like going through that, they're extra sensitive. And if you had some positive support system coming up, those things are something that you can be sort of, but I'm gonna say somewhat trained to look beyond, especially when you have a support system that lets you fall and then comes back and reinforces you and tell you, hey man, try it again. I got your back.
Mm-hmm.
You almost got it.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I mean that those things are very important for those people that feel like it's too late to start over. You know, for them to understand that it's never too late. If you fail to succeed, like you said, some people do run from success. I did it, and they call it underachieving.
Mm-hmm.
I got labeled an underachiever early in high school, and it stuck in my mind. And as I got older, I realized more and more and more what caused me to be an underachiever, what caused me to settle, what caused me to lower my standards. And it was because I really didn't have the faith and confidence in myself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I could do this. I didn't think I could do that. And then if I did feel like I could do it, I still felt like, well, hey, they could do it better than me. You know what I'm saying? It was like I underestimated myself. And at the same time, everything I did, invest my time into or make an effort towards, I excelled. I was always at the top of my class or whatever I did. But to me, I still diminished the value of my accomplishments. I still felt like it wasn't nothing. That was small. That was easy. Anybody could have did that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, another thing too, I used to feel the same when I did get praise.
Wow.
I remember when I played saxophone in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get me wrong, I like to entertain and perform. But then at the end, when you get standing ovations and people come down, it's like, man, it feels good. It's exciting. But I still couldn't look at the crowd. It was almost like, you know, I was sort of shy. You know, some people don't accept attention too good.
Yeah.
And I was one of those people. I'm like, you know, I like to perform. I knew I was good at it, but I wasn't braggadocious.
Mm-hmm.
I still would somehow sometimes think, man, that wasn't good enough. They ain't gonna like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had so much of an expectation of what I thought was perfect. So I wasn't playing perfect that day. I know the mistakes and the flaws that I made, but nobody else realized it.
Mm-hmm.
So here come people standing on the ovation. My daddy come down. He want to take pictures next to me. I got the whole gym standing up clapping. And I can't even look at nobody. I can't even take a bow. I can't smile and wave and thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm looking off like I'm embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't have confidence.
Wow. Wow. And that and you're absolutely right. That's one of the things that a lot of people, they don't know how to accept what's the word I'm looking at? It's not necessarily gratitude, but the acceptance or the
praise.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Yep. They don't know how to accept it. We have Cassandra. Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, we're asking a question. 50, 60, 70 years old, maybe even 80. When is it too late to start again? When is it too late to start over?
It's never too late, just like everyone has been saying. Some of my greatest dreams and aspirations were reached after 50.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then some of my even bigger ones have been done after 60.
Mm-hmm.
So I really, you know, I know for a fact that it's never too late to pursue your dreams, to pursue the dreams that God has for you. And when we remember that, that's when we can really be successful and fulfill our purpose. A lot of times people don't fulfill their purpose in God because they're like, oh man, I done waited too long. I can't, you know, this is an unattainable goal at this age. But it's never, I don't care what it is never too late unless somebody in society says, you know, you can't run in the Olympics after 50 or 60. You understand? It has to be a man-made thing, but it doesn't mean that you could not attain that goal if you were allowed to. So, you know, my thing is, it's never too late. And I want us all to remember the scripture, and I don't know whether anyone quoted it because I had to get off for a minute, but God said that your latter days would be your greater days. So remember that.
Yes, absolutely.
Your latter days can be your greater days.
Absolutely. That's good. That's good. That's good. Oh, look at Toya. I've been calling her for the last 45 minutes, and she just popped right back up. Go ahead, Toya. Look, girl, you all right with me. But let me ask you this question right here.
Oh, man, I came back on the right part. That was enough.
Yes, absolutely. Let me go right back to Cassandra, Toya, and I come to you. Cassandra, do you think, and this is a question I've asked a lot of people through this broadcast, and I want to hear your heart on it as well. Do you think that some people are afraid of success? And Rico brought something that stood out. He said or they're afraid to fail. Do you think what limitations does that hold for a lot of people? Success, being afraid of success, and failure. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that is a whole nother thing. But yes, Rico is correct on both sides, because some people are afraid of success. Because I know that I've had that problem, and then I'm big on failure. I don't know who wants to fail. I mean, just, you know, raise your hand if you just want to fail. Nobody wants to fail, but sometimes failure is a part of success. You have people like Bill Gates and others that they failed many times in trying to do their process, or they couldn't get anybody to, to fund them. Remember, he started in a garage with his friends.
Yes.
You understand? Because they couldn't get anybody to back them. They had to take their own money and make things happen. So, failure sometimes is a part of success.
That's good. That's good. Toya with a T, talk to me.
Oh no, that's facts, honey. Don't nobody want to fail, but that's the part of life. So like, why you mad if you do fail? Okay, get it right next time. You know what I'm saying? I thought about two things. Something somebody said earlier about unity, right? Sometimes we got to remember that we all on the same team. There was still 12 disciples, even if Peter stood to believe on his own. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why God made most people. Again, like Adam and Eve. Even if she had a deal to do with him not listening, that ain't the point. We're still here for each other. We have to remember we're on the same team for one. But yes, them being your latter days. So if I become a millionaire when I'm 25, I can't be a millionaire still at 55. So just because you ain't walked in your destiny, you still supposed to be a billionaire. So just because you get to your destiny at 55, you're scared of it, but you wouldn't have it at 25. Like, I don't understand. I feel like I'm behind on my destiny. I feel like I was off track. I'm not scared to get to 45 and get everything I was supposed to have got. No, I'm not. Not gonna be scared. I'm not scared to wait till 55. Because God gonna have his way. And even when I make a mistake, he said it's due and owed to me. And I don't care if I was 90, as long as it ain't no baby. I don't want no baby at 90, but I'll take that too, because the Lord knows I want a baby. I know he's trying to be funny. But it can be at 90 for me to get to my destiny. I should be cool with that, because if I have already diverted my own destiny going outside of his will, then it don't matter what time it comes, long as it get here, honey. Listen, let me tell you something. Even if I miss it, and it's my generational great grandkids, I'm cool with that too. All I know is I need to get right back on track to get everything that's destined to me. And I'm not going to let age stop me. Yeah, I'm still going to be good. I remember I tell people, I said, you know what, in high school, they said, oh, boy, you still look good. I said, honey, in high school, y'all worried about being Dr. Malloy. I'm worried about being fine, honey. I know I can be smart. That part I know, got that down pat. You always going to be a Dr. Malloy. But what I've seen in the future is that some of us, when we get bigger, when we get older, we get bigger, and I don't want to do that. So I came conscious of how I want my future to be. And we need to apply that same kind of thing to our destiny. Now, we don't ever look up and say, oh, I want to be alcoholic. But when you're consciously doing something every day and you're unconsciously knowing that you're building that muscle, when you look up and you're that one day, you really can't be mad with nobody but yourself. Either you're going to take your destiny and declare what it's going to be, or you're going to let your destiny take you and give you what it wants you to have. But I got dominion, so I'm taking mine at no matter what age, what color, what creed, and what belief.
Good deal. Good deal. Shay, what's on your heart? So what's on your heart right now?
Hello?
Yes. Are you there?
Oh, can you hear me? Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
No, I'm saying, what's on your heart from the conversation? What's on your heart right now?
Yes, everybody is. I agree. Everybody is. Nobody wants to fail. Nobody wants to fail. But in order for people to succeed, sometimes we have to fail.
That's good. That's good.
So I agree with everyone's comment.
Toussaint, let me ask you this question, Toussaint. Did you learn more? And this is a personalized answer. Did you learn more from your successes or your failures?
Oh, wow.
Toussaint.
I think failures, because sometimes our success makes us get the big head. And we can't go higher than where we already are, because we think we got it. But that fall, or that point where we think that man, I missed the mark, then that gives us that motivates us and challenges us to try harder or to go in a different direction. Maybe say, well, you know what, I ain't gonna do it like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then you can advise or suggest to others that's going that way. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, young man, that ain't gonna work. So not only that, it'll head you in a better direction. Those that's behind you, you can tell them by experience. Hey, I think you need to go do this. Just suggest, because people don't want to listen now. But and last thing I'm gonna say, even the righteous man falls 7 times.
Come on.
Get back up.
There you go.
Is that something?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Rico, what do you say to that, man? Cassandra, coming to you next. Did you learn more from your successes or your failures?
Learn more from failure, because I didn't like failing. So I had to go back and retrace my steps and find out what made me fail. I remember being overconfident and going to get my motorcycle license. And, you know, I didn't take it serious. I didn't go through the steps of actually studying. I really didn't know what to study. I knew I had a book full of information and no idea or no clue of what I really needed to know. And I said, I remember my daddy kept on telling me, I said, okay, you don't want to waste your money. I hope you study and I hope you got it ready so you go ahead and go up there and pass it the first time. I went up there and I failed it. I came back home immediately after. And I started studying that driver's book like it was a school book. Because I remember some of the questions. And I need to go and find those answers that I missed. And I was like, man, I remember when I guessed that question and it was wrong. And it was right here in this book in my face. So I wanted to go back the next day. I knew I had it now. I knew I figured it out. I studied so hard that night. The next day I could have passed anybody's driver's test. Because I wanted it that bad. But not only that, I assumed, I took it for granted because I had been driving my motorcycle for a year before I even went and got my license. So I thought I was okay. I thought I was good to go. But I just had, I don't want to say I had too much confidence. I was overconfident. You know, it's crazy. Sometimes you can be not confident enough on something, and then sometimes you can be overconfident. But mainly I was being lazy. See, it was something else I wanted to do. And I was thinking, man, it can't be that hard. It can't be that hard, but see, I didn't realize how technical it was. I didn't think about the double lines and the dotted lines and the right-hand turn signals. You know, I just thought it was going to be easy. I've been watching people drive my whole life. I've been sneaking and driving cars. I'm on a motorcycle. I'm on the highway. I'm doing my thing. But I didn't understand the technical side of it. So that failure, that first failure, man, at 14 years old, that was my first experience. And, man, you know you could have did better.
Yep.
You know you could have made a little bit more effort. You know what I'm saying? A hard head make a soft butt.
Every time.
All of that tied in with that embarrassment and the fact that I did not like it. I mean, it wasn't even that I disappointed my dad, because my dad had already told me, I didn't like that. I told you so neither. Because that's another sign of failure. You messed up. That didn't work. I told you. If you would have did this and that, would have worked. So all that is a sign of failure. And sometimes you don't like hearing that. That's when you have pride in yourself and you have an expectation. But at the same time, it's very vital that you do have somebody starting from when you start taking your first steps that might knock you down intentionally just to make you get up, because they know you've been itching for these past 8 or 9 months to just get up on your feet and walk around like everybody else. You've been sitting in your baby seat, kicking them legs, screaming every time you see kids run by. You can't wait to get down there. Now, starting at an early age, you getting up and you standing up on your own and taking steps. It might help then for somebody to start knocking you down, accidentally and on purpose, just to show you that you can get back up.
Exactly. That's good. That's good. Cassandra, what do you say to that? What did you learn more from your successes or your failures?
My failures. I mean, because your failures tell you that you've done something wrong. And how do I correct that? What is the method that I'm going to use to correct what I did wrong? And so I think my failures taught me the greatest. And you know, sometimes failure keeps us humble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and somebody mentioned about, you know, being prideful. You know, when people succeed, that they almost feel like they're better than somebody. You know what I'm saying? I did this, you didn't. You know, I'm better than you. But I think failures sort of keep us humble, and I think that's the most important thing for us to remain humble.
Wow.
You know, before God. I fear God too much. I always, you know, I talk a lot of trash. I do. I mean, I talk. You know, I'm bold. I say what I got to say, but I'm like Rika. When people give me accolades, I get embarrassed. When people say, "Oh man, you do this, you do this, you do that," I get embarrassed, and I'm like, you know, I almost want to run. Literally, I almost want to run because I want to make sure that I remain humble before God, and it's not me. Anything that I do is God driven. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Without Him, I can't do anything.
That's good. That's good. Toya with a T. What about yourself? From your successes or your failures?
You know what, man? I learned from both. And I'm learning this doing this little trailer. You know, this barbecue trailer, I'm building it by hand. I've never built anything before. I've never done all that, but I grabbed my dad. I'm like, yo, I know I can do this. And I'm doing it. But I'm going to tell you, not that I failed, right? Because I'm seeing it. But now, through doing it, I'm seeing what I can do better next time. So, we can learn from both. Learn from our failures. Whoop, won't do that again. Whoop, can't do that again. But when you do achieve it and you do make it, you can also look at that and figure out, wow, I can do this differently next time. There's some things different next time when I work on this next trailer that I was successful at building on my own. You know what I'm saying? I can draw some things up differently, add things differently, you know. So I think we can learn from both. You know, like Rico said earlier with the kids, the baby mama or the young lady had 4 or 5 kids, and she did something differently with the first one, but then the fourth one, she kind of was able to come back and bring it in. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like that when you see, because some people, like they said, you think that, or you might feel like you failed, but other people might think you did a great job, and oh wow, you know, things of that nature. But it's up to you to figure out, well, no, I don't think I did that good. And if you didn't, you can take that and do better the next time. Or again, whether you are doing good, people are telling you that you've done good, you can still say, well, you know what, yeah, that was a good job. But next time, I'm going to try this. So I think success can help make or break you just as much as failing can.
That's good. That's good. So what do you say to that? What do you learn more from, your successes or your failures? You muted. You muted, sis. Unmute yourself. There you go.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. You good?
Okay. Like Toya said, I learned from both. I actually learned from both. My were great. I had to thank God for them, but my failures taught me what I did not want to do again. That's for sure.
That's good. That's good. We're gonna change this thing totally up, and I don't know how many of y'all, and we got 9 minutes, so you know we're not gonna take a lot of time with this. But this mainly probably gonna be for the fellas. Mainly gonna be for the fellas. But ladies, I'm sure y'all look at boxing as well. We're talking about boxing. And I'm gonna ask this question. Rico, I'm gonna start off with you. Give me your quick version on this. At 154 pounds, both in their primes, who would win, Mayweather or Roy Jones Jr.?
Oh, Floyd.
Man, I can't believe you said that.
I mean, Roy just had a nice style. That little Gamecock style. That Rooster style. You know what I'm saying? And it was neat. You know what I'm saying? It was flashy. You know, he do little wild stuff, man. But Floyd got a different gift, man. I mean, Floyd has a vision and an eye. You know, like how Barry Sanders had an eye that most running backs don't have, and they can forecast your moves before you make them. and have you looking stupid and swinging and whiffing.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's so hard to reach. That's why it's so hard to hit Floyd. Floyd done learned a key to this thing. He it's a certain part of your body that he lets his peripheral pay attention to. And these certain parts of your body, when they move, you have no choice but to go along with these other motions. Mm-hmm. And once he's learned these little traits that you have to do for your body to actually move, he knows you're throwing that right hand. He knows you're throwing that uppercut. And he's so far ahead of your movement because he see your stance and he see the way your shoulders move. He see the rest of your body move. He know you ain't got no choice but to throw this punch. Mm-hmm. And this is what you're positioning yourself for. So he moving, and everybody mad because they can't touch him. Mm-hmm. Why can't he touch you? Because he's projecting the moves you about to. He's projecting your punches. Mm-hmm. He has actually read and studied your body, and it might not even be anything that he went and intentionally learned. It might just be second nature. It might just be something that he noticed as a young child. Man, every time this person moves, this is what they shoulder does before they even do it. Mm-hmm. Every time this person moves, this is what their legs do even before they do it. And you start noticing all that, being the fact that he loved being a boxer to the point where you can't touch him.
Now, what is he gonna do against Roy's power though? Because if Roy catch him, Roy got that power to put him to sleep.
Man, Roy ain't got no power. You looked at Roy knockout record.
I looked at Roy knock a few of them out. I saw.
Yeah, he knocked a few of them out, but his knockout record about the same as Mayweather's. Mm-hmm. That Floyd made you miss too and hit you with speed, but yeah, I don't think he'd be able to even touch Mayweather.
I mean that'd be very interesting. Both in their prime, it's a gap right now, but both in their prime. I think that'd be a very interesting fight. What if we do? Okay, let's do this way. What if we threw Tolliver in there against Mayweather?
I don't care who you are. Mayweather ain't gonna let you hit him. I mean, if you want a punch and he knows how to read your body language, he just know how to read your body language. I don't care if you was the Incredible Hulk. Mm-hmm. He know how to read your body language. He know that when you take these steps and your shoulders move in this direction, you have no choice but to throw this punch, and he already moving. Mm-hmm. And that's why everybody hate him because they can't let he run. All he do is run. Nah, he just move and have you thinking you fixing to hit him and you can't.
Mm-hmm. He's a smart fighter now. He's a very smart fighter. Shay, what do you say to that? Which one would win, Mayweather or Roy Jones Jr.?
To be honest, I have no idea. I don't even watch boxing anymore.
Okay, well, at least
honest.
There you go. Hey, at least honest. What about Toya with a T? I know you look at boxing. Which one gonna win? Toya with a T, you there?
Toya gonna say Mayweather. She's training at his gym now.
Oh, she gonna say Mayweather? So it's a loyalty thing.
Oh yeah, she's training at his gym. She getting some of his training.
I am saying Mayweather, guys, because I am training at his game. That is absolutely correct. I am training at his gym because I want to knock 2 or 3 guys out at the same time.
So is that biased, or are you being biased because of the fact, or is that's who you really believe will win?
Well, he's proven it to be the best. I mean, see, here we go again. Here we go. He's proven to be the best. All they got to do is lose one time, and then they ain't no more good. No, his track record shows it. And because he has the facility and he's willing to be able to train others, I'm rolling with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about right now. Mayweather right now. You said Jones? Who Jones?
Roy Jones Jr. Come on now. Everybody know Roy Jones Jr.
Him old. Him ain't out no more. We know.
No. I'm talking about both of them. If both of them was at their prime, both was at their prime and at their very best.
I feel you. Jones still ain't got no place for me to train. So yeah, because Mayweather made it acceptable to me, that's who I'm gonna go with. So when I'm not checked out, I'm gonna say that I went to Mayweather gym, not Roy Jones gym. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying. Okay. If you about that life, then you need to go ahead and put it out there. Then you so fancy with the hands where your gym at. You know what I'm saying? Where your belts at? You know what I'm saying? Not one belt. Don't come with 2 belts. I got 7 belts. You got 2 talking about you the best. Boy, you don't gonna sit down someplace?
I got about 3 or 4 belts that I wear every day, and they gon' make sure that my pants stay in sway every. Oh, excuse me, I had to go a little country route. Cassandra, what do you say to that? Who do you think? Do you look at boxing, Cassandra?
I used to. But I mean, I believe Mayweather probably would win.
And
Yeah.
Roy,
I believe he would win.
Roy ain't getting no
And
love.
he is a strategist. I do. Rico is right. Boxing is actually about strategy. You being able to predict almost the movement of your opponent. And yeah, he is a strategist. So I'd put my money on him.
Okay. Now, Donald Toussaint, Roy Jones Jr. got one more hole, and that's you. Who you think gonna win?
You don't put your confidence in me. I'm just saying. Mayweather, you don't have to like him as far as his talent to be, unfortunately, the best at what he does. He's just good at it. I mean, I don't even like the guy. You ever saw somebody that was so good they made you dislike him? Mayweather is that type of guy.
Wow.
But he don't care. Because you say he moves around in the ring too much. That's what it takes to win. He ain't gonna stand there and let you punch him if he know you have a little bit more power than him. The strategy of fighting is to win. So move.
Yeah.
A bigger opponent, a stronger opponent, you have to outmaneuver him there to win. He's a winner. And so I'm sorry, Mr. Jones, you lost again.
Lost again. Lord, my Jesus. Rico, go ahead and finish it up, man. We got 1 whole minute. Finish this out.
Yeah, man. Sounded to me like that chicken got plucked.
Yeah.
Mark Tarver? Mark Tarver plucked that chicken, man. He became a all-you-can-eat meal. Everybody started touching that jar and knocking him out. He lost his prestige. He had a lot of prestige, man. I mean, he probably would have been what Floyd Mayweather would have wanted to be had he not lost or not failed. And see, that goes back to the reason why people don't like to fail, because now you are not recognized as a GOAT.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you're recognized as having a soft chin. All those victories that you had before that made you praised and recognized as the greatest and then potentially the greatest, it went out the door with that one failure.
Now you're
and he ain't gonna never live that down. I know it bothers him to this day.
And see, the thing about it, what people, I don't know if people paid attention to this when they referee brought both of them to the center of the ring at their last fight, the taller, because Mayweather Floyd beat him the first time, beat him by points, decision. And then the second time, when the referee brought him to the middle of the ring, he looked at Roy, and he said, "What you gonna do now, Roy? You can't run no more. You can't run no more, Roy. What you gonna do now? You can't run." Referee's like, "All right, calm it down." Now the Tolliver was serious. He said, "You can't run no more," and he caught him, man. It shocked me to see Roy land in the middle of the ring like that with his arms straight up in the air, man. I said, "Oh Lord, that dude hit him hard. But it is what it is, Roy. He and back to our topic, he never stopped though. When is it too late to start over? To start again? He went right back in the ring. Now he wasn't very successful with it, but he didn't give up. And so that's my message to everybody. We can't give up, regardless of what it is or what adversity that we encounter. We can't give up. And please do not be afraid to succeed. Do not be afraid to be successful. But you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work.
What is it? If you don't first succeed, try again.
Exactly. And I should play that song. Dust yourself off and try against my girl Aaliyah. Well, Aaliyah had that song. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Never let nobody take away that from you. Continue to try. You can't hit a home run. Toussaint, if you're a baseball player, man, and you've been playing for 10 years, you never hit a home run in your whole 10-year career. If you stop swinging, you'll never hit one. It's that one time that you go up to bat and you take that swing and you connect to the ball and you hear that sound. It's a certain sound that when you hit a home run, it's a certain sound you hear. You know that's it. You know that's it. Go ahead, Toussaint.
Now, the worst thing it is to quit.
Yes, sir.
And if you keep trying,
Mm-hmm.
you never know. That one thing, nobody thought anybody would beat Mike Tyson.
Mm.
But who in the world is Buster Douglas?
Mm-hmm. He went up
I'm saying.
He went up to bat. He swung.
So I tell you, that one time anybody can win and anybody can be defeated on any given day.
Exactly. Look, watch this for and watch this for all our super saved people out there that super soaker saints. Everybody can lose except Jesus. You know, I had to say that because I know some of y'all gonna send me an email tomorrow. Everybody can't lose it. We know that. We know that. Stop it. Rico, what's going on at 3:00 today?
If you missed today's show and would like to catch the replay in its entirety, you can tune in to www.bkmmediagroup.com at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, sir. Well, you do that pretty good, Rico. You do that pretty good. Cassandra.
Yes, sir.
Can I get you to pray?
Sir.
Can I get you to pray us out? And Cassandra, you know how some of those super soaker saints. They now everybody can feel something. Jesus, no. You ain't gonna say about my Jesus. My Jesus ain't there. He undefeated. Oh Lord, yes he is. Cassandra, you got all kinds.
Yeah, we know that.
Prayers
but
out,
Father, we just thank you. We just thank you once again for allowing us to come together to just discuss situations and circumstances that we all may encounter on a daily basis, God, and how we can best handle those things, God. And we know that you are the beginning and you are the end. You're the middle, God, of everything, every situation or circumstance that we may face on a daily basis. I thank you that you allow us, God, to bring light to some of the places that seem very dark. And people need to hear the truth. They need to hear honesty. They need to hear realness because that's what everyone is looking for right now. I thank you for every member of this panel. I thank you for those that call in. I just thank you for Raheem and the vision that he has to give us a platform to speak openly and honestly about subjects that most people don't want to discuss. We thank you right now that you will continue to grow this media network, God, and that you will get the glory for everything and done. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Had another call came in and messed up the whole game. Had a reverb and everything going on. I'm like, man, Cassandra DJing over there. I said, Cassandra DJing over there. I didn't know what was going on there, but I definitely thank you, sister. I definitely thank each and every one of y'all, man. Y'all are a blessing. It is now 10:05. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is 10:05. You're about to exit the Morning Glow, but before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, right, this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we shine some of this light in you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Love you and take care of each other.